What's up? I'm just doing a little chat one too while I'm painting my nails. I hope my fan blowing is not messing up the noise because I have my headset on, and I hope the background is not noisy because from where I'm at, I can't hear it, so I can't determine if it's loud or not. If somebody comes in, I'm gonna ask them to let me know. But anyway, while I'm sitting here, let me just get into a little light conversation. So one of the main things that I wanted to achieve this last year that's gone by was um overall health, right? So for me, the inside had to be cleaned up first. And to me that's mind, that's spirit, that's soul, that's mentality. I'm sorry, person that's in here, is my fan blowing in the headset or can you hear the background noise? Because if so, I want to make sure I adjust appropriately. So could you please let me know? But yeah, the first thing was my health because it really took me to get sick to realize how important, my health was. I relatively grew up without many health problems. Like I would get strep throat, I had chicken pox, the things that other kids would have. But I never had a major illness until I got sick with NMO. And so, that was rough. That was rough for me. But when the opportunity presented itself of me getting better, I absolutely wanted to take it. I still choose to take it. I really have a fear of infusions now as far as for NMO. I gotta get iron infusions and stuff, but that's twice per year. That's not every other week or every month. And I don't have a bad issue with that. So I will continue to get those because those help me so much. But I can't say that I would go back to doing infusions for anymore. I'm so thankful that I'm still in natural remission, so I'm not on any medication. But things can change whenever, so I stay on top of that. But I had to get that one thing together to kind of be able to focus on other stuff. There's no way if your life is in some type of chaos, especially one that you don't have any control over, it's hard to collect the other pieces of your life and kind of like line them back up to be able to feel like you're abreast with life again. I had a hard time with that because it was so much in the hospital, out the hospital, in the hospital, out the hospital. It was like, dang, this is just, just not it. This is not living. That was existing and I hated it. Before, I could be sick for a long time before I just go to the hospital. Now it's like I want to be hard headed and not go, but then when I go, that's like why you didn't come sooner. So I still feel like some stubbornness there. But in order to be stubborn when it comes to that, I had to be disciplined in other things. And one of the main things I had to be disciplined in was my feelings. My feelings and what things I allowed to get under my skin. Because if I couldn't control my emotions or my feelings, it would always lead me right back to being sick again. Like heavily sick. You know, I don't ever want another IVC field trip. I don't have to ever have one again. That's blessings for me. It may seem small to somebody else, but it was large to me. And so I'm thankful. So now that I have like a second chance with my health, I don't want to take any of it for granted. So that had to definitely be first in the whole, just for a fresh start. So now that that's okay, I know where I'm at. I know what these numbers look like. I know what medication I need to keep taking. I know medication I'm never taking again. I know these things. I kind of know better, what signals mean what, when is it time to do A, B, and C, and, being very disciplined and doing A, B, and C. You know, but one of the main things I've had issues with is the physical part because with the nerve damage and muscle weakness, it's been a hard path coming back to just being very physical. I used to be so physical, like I would be gone all day, every day, two and three jobs. I did sports. Regardless of me being a big girl forever, it never really got in my way. It never really did. It didn't really hold me back in any type of way. But now that I've gotten the damage to the nerves and damage to the muscles, it's rougher. It's not impossible. I still get it done, but it's rougher. And so that's the next part. Like we got the help together. I got my skin together. I was gray. That had to get together. I have controlling of certain things, but eating different, eating better, doing more physicality. It's just like learning so many things that you didn't know your whole life, and it's rough. Thank you. I didn't know if my fan had me muffled or if you could hear the TV, but I appreciate that. But yeah, it was rough. It was rough aligning all that stuff. And sometimes it still can be rough. Sometimes I don't feel like doing what I'm supposed to do, you know. But 80% of the time I do what I'm supposed to do. I don't know if anybody has suggestions as far as when the tough gets going, what do you do to just continue chasing after your goal and the things that you know you need to achieve and things you know you want to achieve. Cause some days I'm up for it, I'm ready, I'm pumped, I'm amped. Some days I'm just like, I want no part. But I still have to get up and do whatever. I still have to work. I still have to. Everybody has to eat. So what choices do you make? Cause I mean, growing up, we're taught eat your food, don't waste food, clean your plate. Now I hardly eat because I had weight loss surgery. I don't really I don't really eat a lot. And there's times that if I eat something like and I don't think it's a lot, but it is, I'll be sick. Even now, I had surgery in 2018. Even now, it's like that. You know, before I had my surgery, I lost 100 pounds on myself, but they wanted me to have it because I have NMO, and it was really bad at the time, and so they wanted me to be able to move quickly with some stuff so that I can kind of get to a weight that was okay because dosing certain medication is based on your weight. And the Solaris I was on was supposed to be that. I know the Rituxan was dosed to my weight. A lot of things I took was dosed to my weight, especially if it was going through infusion. Then I finally got the port, and that made a lot of things easier on some sides, but not all the way around. But you have people who they may drink, they may do drugs, they may gamble, they may be sex addicts, but everybody has to eat. Thank God I never had a food addiction. But for people who have addictions of things that we all have to do, I wonder what they go through. You know, I have to remind myself, girl, eat, because I'll end up sick the next day like, damn, I didn't even eat. I didn't even realize I didn't eat yesterday. And that's not good. That's not good, and overeating is not good. And drinking your carbs and drinking your calories, that's not good. There are ways to pan it out. I always say a good boiled egg and some grapes in the morning works for me. Um, I love spinach salads. I put a little salad topper on there. I do use my Italian dressing, but I don't like my spinach leaves to be super wet. I hate that. I can't do salads drenched in dressing. It takes away from it for me. And I know for me most of the time if it's like 6 o'clock, I'm done eating for the day. Now, if I've been gone all day and I didn't stop to eat, I have to eat something, but I'm trying to make it like, and then sometimes I'm like, okay, I want to eat some stuff, but I still can't eat a lot. So that works in my favor, it really does. But man, losing weight is so boogie. If you lose weight too fast, everybody holler, you must have been on that powder diet. It's like, hell no. You think I can afford a powder diet? I wouldn't even want no shit like that. But me, I love smoothies, and that's not good. So what I've started doing is instead of smoothies, because smoothies do have added sugar because they pack so much stuff in it, which is cool for meal replacement, and I would do that sometimes. But juicing is a good alternative, and I've tasted a couple, and it was okay. I just can't do the ginger. No, 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 no. The ginger ain't gonna work for me. It's just the taste, just the spicy and the sweet. I hate that type of stuff. It's gross. It's like trying to drink apple cider vinegar. There is no way. I can't even like make myself drink it. So I take the capsules. I take beet capsules, cranberry capsules. I take moringa. I take elderberry. I take my vitamin D. I take my biotin. I have my vitamin C, and I also have vitamin C serum on my face. Um, for like hyperpigmentation, things like that. It's so many different herbs. Like CoQ10 is good. It's so many different herbs that you can use that helps your body thrive. Especially if, for instance, you're lacking something or you have some type of issue where your body isn't making the things that you need it to make, and you need to take supplements. There's so many things that help. And some stuff, unless you just dig into it or you talk to herbalists or you just, some people just really into research. I like to research stuff. I like to know my options. That way I can pick and I can have plan B, plan C, plan D, because not everything works for everybody. And it's sometimes that it may work for this person and you looking like, damn, it ain't work for me that way. Try something different, because there's so many things that can cure or can aid things, and they overlap sometimes. Sometimes you don't have to use two and three things together. Because sometimes too much of a good thing can be a bad thing. That's the honest truth. You don't ever want to take too much potassium. Trust me, you don't. That's taking too much potassium is horrible. You will hurt. You could have a heart attack. Everybody don't use. I like kratom. Everybody don't use kratom. I use kratom here and there. Kratom gives you a natural energy boost. It also has like mechanisms to treat, like it's like if you have pain, but it's nothing that makes you high or none of that. It's just a natural vitamin. Oh, I'm sorry, a herb, excuse me. And you have the different kind of kratoms, and they all do different things. I know the red vine is the one I'm talking about. I have white vine. It's different kinds, but I just haven't got real deep into the kratom. I just more so been looking at like more overall. You know, that I can get the most out of taking one capsule, which is the moringa. But if you suffer with heartburn or any type of like stomach ulcer, it can agitate that. And for me, it causes me to have reflux bad. Even though I take Nexium in the morning, still with that, I'll still feel it. And it's like that if, say, for instance, I take it 3 days in a row and I miss 2 days because I haven't been taking it for months and months and months, man, it eats me up. And it gotten so bad, I was like, let me just stop taking it for a while. But what I'm gonna start doing is instead of just taking the capsule, I'm gonna take stir it up in a cup of my tea, in my green tea, and just take it that way and let's see how that works. Because it may be the way I'm taking it. You know, maybe the capsule way is not the best for me, so I'll just open the capsules and mix it in my green tea. I will update if somebody asks me, I'll tell you the update. You know, nobody care, cool. But I'm gonna try it that way and see what happens to me. But I'd rather take like natural stuff. I'd rather do acupuncture. I would not do cupping. I'd rather do those kind of things than medication that you don't know what's in it. Because a lot of stuff, if you take something and then you stop taking it, you'll notice how you feel different. Like when I was really sick and they would give me some medicine, I didn't really notice what it changed because I was overall feeling bad. So now over this last year that it's been taking, stopping it, stopping it, stopping it, stopping it. And I have a habit of asking them, hey, can I stop taking this? Like my prednisone, which is a steroid, like 5 milligrams a day. My question was, can I take less of it? Because anybody who knows, like, knows if I go in the hospital and I get on Decatron, that is so freaking strong. And you get you get puffy. You get puffy. I don't know what the hell about it makes you feel just you feel bloated, you feel puffy, like, and it hurts when they put it in my port, it burns so bad. But they always give it to me for like 3 or 4 days, depending on how long I'm in the hospital. And I hate it. So when I come home and I have to take prednisone, I'm like, can I stop taking it? Doctor was like, okay, not yet, maybe the beginning of the year. But I was able to stop taking, some other medications that was just here or there. Nothing major to anybody, but for me, one less pill is a blessing for me because I hate taking medication. I be ready for it to be done. I'm petty, y'all. I have to take like two at a time. Even if it's my vitamin, I'm still. Because if I have it in my head that I'm gonna have a hard time swallowing it, then I'm gonna have a hard time swallowing it. I don't know who in here watched Frasier, but it was the episode of Frasier where he didn't know how to ride a bike. And so they were trying to teach him how to ride a bike. And each time he would see a trash can, he would run into it. And his brother was like, why do you keep doing that? And he was just like, because I keep in my mind saying avoid the trash can. But that's me. I'm like, girl, okay, just swallow this medication. And because I'm thinking about it, I won't do it. Throw it off. But it's that same type of process for me. I just can't. People be taking handfuls of medication. I would choke. I'm extra. Like I would literally be like, mm. That's how I felt when I bit into a vegan taco. Oh my word, y'all. I love veggies, but I couldn't figure out what in this taco was so nasty. And literally, I put it in my mouth and I bit a piece and it came right back out my mouth. And I've never done that so rudely before. But I could not figure, I'm like, what was that? I like mushrooms. I like onions. I like peppers. I get bell peppers, yellow, green, red. I like celery. I like the mango sauce that was on it. I like cilantro. And it had I didn't know it had vegan cheese, but it did, and that's what it was. And because that one experience, well, actually, I had two experiences with vegan stuff. So for me, vegan ain't it. I can't do it. I can't. If you're a vegan, you have my utmost respect because unless I would have been vegan my entire life, meaning my first taste of solid food would have been vegan food, then cool. I'd have been able to do that. But I didn't grow up eating vegan food, and I can do vegetarian. That's fine, but vegan is next level. At this point, I'm just gonna say, let me have my cheese because that vegan cheese, mm-mm. I was offended, and now it's so bad it scarred me. Because every time I hear vegan, I'm like, quick, and I may miss something that's super good. I may miss something that's so good that I can be like, okay, I can do this. But that wasn't it. I used to eat a lot of cheese. I don't so much anymore. I'm more of a meat eater. So that's why I'm like, nah, I couldn't be vegan. But I do like the Beyond Meat stuff and the Impossibles. I like that. I like black bean. I like the Morningstar black bean patties. Those are good. Heat up one, boil an egg. I'm here for it. I hate quinoa. I cannot do quinoa. It's good for you, but I can't. I'll take some orzo pasta, but quinoa I cannot do. Now I do kale. I do spinach. I do celery, carrots, and I do veggies. I just don't. I can't do zucchini and squash. I don't care how it's cooked. Mm-mm. I feed my dog squash. She don't even like zucchini. What is it? Zucchini. I don't know the other one. I know squash is orange. I know zucchini is the green one. What's the yellow one? It usually comes together like in a vegetable medley. I can't think of it, but she won't eat it. I don't like it either, but I don't like eggplant, and I don't like Brussels sprouts. Well, sometimes it depends on what I'm eating with it. But other than that, I'm good to go. I'm good to go with it. But baby, that vegan stuff is something totally else. Totally something else. What's that? I was just talking about smoothies. Were you? You got me a green one. So do you want? No. I know you got acai berry. I got what? Acai berry. What's the yellow? Mama Bahama Mama. That's for you. And I got mango something. That's fine. Mango. It don't matter. It's one. The mango is fine. Cause that Bahama Mama is too sweet. I just got her weenies. Did you? Was that yes? Okay. Is that in there? Is it on stuff? I just bought her 2 bags of the 24 weenies, and I got her cauliflower, broccoli, the 14 squash. $4. Right, I just bought 2 of those. Okay, the 24 is not on sale. No, I bought 24. I bought two 24s. You're not on sale. Really? I don't look at the sale. I don't care. I'll put them in your freezer. Hold on. At least you have a plan with your health and taking it serious. That's a good start. A lot of people don't have a plan with themselves. When you don't have a plan, you set yourself up. I agree, and thank you. Yeah, man. When I got sick, it just from going from never being sick. I always been a plus size girl. I couldn't see myself slim. I wouldn't want to be slim. You know what I'm saying? But to me, being healthy is important. You can be big and healthy. You can be big and unhealthy. You can be small and healthy and small and unhealthy. And we can all walk outside and get hit by a bus. So I definitely understand that. But the older I get, and like I saw my dad have a stroke or heart attack, I don't want to be like that. And thank God he's kept me all this time because I'm healthy as a horse. If it just wasn't for autoimmune disorder, I wouldn't have anything. But what? I thought she went some. Yeah, she ate carrots, cauliflower, and broccoli. Well, that's what she do. Sorry about that. This one would be good. Mango magic, I guess. But yeah, for the most part, I had never been I never been sick. I never been unhealthy. I'm just thankful. I'm in good genes. I don't know, but I just take it more serious now. I try to be very intentional what I do. I listen to my body, but I also ask people who I admire as far as how they live and how they eat and how they do things. I'll go and ask them, hey, I admire this. So can you please show me, some of the ropes or some of the things that you do? I can take from it what I can do and I can leave the rest. But I believe you can learn something from almost anybody. Something. You can say something good about anybody. You don't have to always be bad. You can learn from anybody. And there's nothing wrong with saying, hey, I admire something. I think sometimes we get so stuck on not looking a certain way. Oh, I don't want to look weak. I don't want to look. That's not looking weak. That's grown as hell. If somebody is doing something that you want to do, or you would like to have some type of, what's the word for it, structure in your life around that thing, and that person has already showed you that they can be a person who successfully lives that way, there's nothing wrong with asking them to show you the ropes. If anybody asks me something, I'm going to try my best to answer them. I'm going to take time to talk to them. I want the person to know, no, I care, and I think it's dope you asked me. And so I ask people, what? Oh, your veneers. I can't with you in them veneers. Even with my mom, like, I get flack, or I used to get flack about how close me and my mom were, but I wouldn't want it any other way. I didn't have to be blessed to still have both of my parents at 35. Some people didn't get their parents for this long. So I'm thankful that I get them this long, that I spend as much time as I can with them, because once they gone, they're gone. So I want to make all the memories I can while I have them. And I'll never feel bad about it, ever. I'm actually so thankful that I did stay here, because when my dad getting sick back to back like that, it's hard. It's hard on one person. Hell, it's four of us, and it's hard. It's hard seeing him sick. It's hard watching him feel like he bothering someone, or and it's never that. Like, my main thing is always, okay, I know you need these things done, but what else are you not telling me? Tell me so I can do it. And we all feel the same way. You know, me and my brothers and my mom. And he's the only bother you, not bothering me. You can't bother me. I love you. You can't bother me. I'm here. What do you need me to do? It's rough sometimes, and it's nothing anybody can make me feel a certain way about. Like, no, I don't think anything will make me feel more hurt than I feel when I see him most of the time. Because it's rough. I was always my daddy's shadow. I literally learned how to build stuff, make models, read blueprints. My dad taught me all that. We built the fence. And it wasn't just me and him, it was me, him, and my brothers. But I remember those things so vividly. That's the reason why I don't mind assembling anything. Like, if I could buy it and it comes in a box, I'm more excited about that than actually having someone come out and do it for me. Only thing I won't fool with is anything that can shock me. Because that don't feel good. The little static electricity be having me hollering. So I know if I got blue back, I'll be out of there. I'll be gone. So I leave that up to whoever, or my oldest brother do it for me. But Anything else, I've been pretty much been taught how to do, and so I don't mind. You know, I'm thankful. It's so much that I can do. I have, to me, 35 is not old. I just turned 35, and I feel like I have a lot of time to still, get married again. Now that I'm actually saying, oh, I would give it a chance. Because before it was just no. It was an absolute, that's too much chaos and too much stress. But one of the main things is what energy was I giving out? Because the energy I was giving out wasn't attracting what I wanted exactly. I mean, sometimes I would, but it would always be something wrong. The energy I put out now is very clear, very clean. My standards are very set. You know what they are. You cannot go under, but you can definitely exceed expectations. And I've just been chilling. I go out, I get to know people. I do all that stuff. Meanwhile, haven't had any issues. I haven't had any drama. Just been light and easy. The little crap that happens on, people saying stuff to me, that ain't the end of the world for me. It happens. It happens to a lot of people. Not, I'm not special. Where whenever you put yourself on a public platform and people have access to you, you have to expect good with the bad. But if you're not out here reckless, you're gonna receive more good than bad. I look at a lot of things that come my way, and really honestly, I get emotional sometimes because it's like, dang, to me, I'm just thankful to still be alive. All I want to do is where I can help, I do, and where I remove myself, I stay removed. And so sometimes the stuff that I get to me is so good, I'm like, dang, I don't even deserve it. Because I feel like if I didn't ask for another blessing, or God told me, you're good, I wouldn't even be mad. I'm like, you done so much for me already. Phew, what could I say? You know? So I'm always exceptionally thankful when more and more good things come my way. And I'm also thankful when bad come my way because it has to be a balance. It's always gonna have to be a balance. Days that I don't feel good, I don't really complain because I felt worse. Some people didn't get a chance to say, well, let me have a second chance at making sure the rest of my life is the best. I could have been permanently in a wheelchair. I could have been so messed up that I couldn't take care of myself. It could have been so many things that happened to me. My ex-husband could have killed me. He could have took me out, but God kept me from it. Sometimes we go through stuff and we feel like, dang, why is this happening? And we never sit back and say, okay, I see why it's happening. Dang, okay, it saved me from all these things that had I not moved the way I was supposed to move, or I didn't listen to the little voice that said, put that away, stop doing it, don't do that. We'd be in a way worse place. So I really had to like sit back and be like, dang, it's so many times that I wanted to go on my own and just act up and do whatever, and I didn't do it, and it was because God was covering me. And not everybody believes in God. I do. That's what I believe in. That's if somebody asks me how did I get through. That's all I could tell them. But I respect if you don't. But if that's what you ask me from me, that's what I'm gonna have to tell you. That's what got me through. And it's just that simple. And I had to also learn everybody don't serve the same God I serve. I serve the Almighty Father in heaven. Okay? Jesus is his son. That's the God I serve. And everybody doesn't serve the same God. In that case, don't pray for me. But can I still respect you? Yes, I can. Do I have to agree with you? No, I don't. And that's the thing. We don't have to always accept or believe the same thing, but we do have to respect and not judge people based on what they do in their life. They have their life to lead. You have your life to lead. I don't feel like what the other person's doing hurt me. Like me being fat, that shouldn't bother anybody, but it bothers people. I don't get it. But I'm gonna continue to do what I do. I'm gonna continue to be healthy. I'm gonna continue to live healthy, and I'm gonna continue to shed weight until I don't want to shed anymore, and I'm gonna stop. Period. Anybody who's doing whatever they do, I can respect it. You know, if somebody asks me something, I'm gonna answer. And I just learned like people on here sometimes, the ones that ain't crazy as hell, they'll talk to me on Instagram, talk to me on Facebook, and a lot of people on here just really, they don't have bad intentions. Some people do, but not everyone does. Like human beings, there's way more human beings who are perfectly just normal versus ones that just have super bad intentions. And a lot of people who are hurt other people because all they know is hurt. They don't know anything that can soothe them or that can make them feel better. And so I don't know. I don't want to come at anybody that's like that in a way. Like I don't know you, but I don't know you. You're just talking to me. I'ma listen. I'ma respond to you. I'ma be honest with you, and it's gonna be between me and you. If you choose to go tell somebody else, that's whatever you do. But if it's from my mouth, no, I'll never be like this person said something to me randomly. No, Mm-mm. Like a random person, no, I wouldn't do that. I just don't see the point. But it's way more people out here who want to do the right thing, and they just been knocked down, and they feel like people don't like them or whatever reason, whatever they may be feeling. But that's important too in your healing process. Like you have to heal emotionally. There's emotional abuse, there's mental abuse, there's physical abuse, there's spiritual abuse, there's religious abuse, there's abuse with food, there's abuse with restraining people. It's so many things that we can become jaded by. And everybody who's lived to be at least, I'll say at least 16 years old, right, has been through something that has chipped away at their heart, that has made them have an extra guard up so they don't get hurt again how they were hurt before. I don't know a single human being that's at least 16 years old who hasn't been through something. And it may not be what you've been through, but it did something to them because trauma is real, and we all experience trauma. We're all human. Yeah, Adrian's passed away from a petty illness or stress. It's sad. Mm-hmm. Amen, Patrice. Exactly. Like I had COVID, and it was crazy because I have a homeboy. He's younger than me. He's from New York. But, I mean, he lives here, but he's originally from New York. He had gone back home, and he got COVID, and he literally was in the hospital for almost a month. He almost passed. I'm like, dang, I literally had it July, and it was rough, but I didn't get put in the hospital for COVID. You still have, I can't lie, I still have residual symptoms from it. I don't know what's gonna happen. I mean, none of us really do because it hasn't really been around long enough to let you know how it would act in the long run. But I still feel it. My mama still feels it. My dad feels it. My brother feels it. His wife feels it. Like everybody that I know that's actually had it, they'll say I still feel bad from it. It's not like it was when you actually had the disease and it was testing positive. Cause it feels, man, felt like I was dying. I had flu before. I'm like, this is horrible, but I feel like I was dying. Oh, it was crazy. Oh my goodness. I'm glad you're still here too at 32, but man, one thing I've learned that when I do have a kid, I'm gonna teach my kid the right way to eat. I'm gonna feed him the right way. You know, I'm gonna make sure my child knows about finances and credit and purchasing power and being good to other people. Just different things. I mean, we were taught to be good to other people, but we didn't learn how to eat right. But thank God I learned in my lifetime, so I can correct it and I can make sure if I have a child that my child knows this from jump. And I definitely make sure that I'm setting my child up for success because I do know better. I thank God me and my brothers are successful adults. But it could have been easier. Had we done some things earlier, it would have been easier. So I want to just make sure that I do better. Because that's the whole goal, right? My grandmother wanted mama to do better than she did. Okay. My mom wished the same for us. Okay. That's the assignment. You only can do what you can do. You can't go back in time and change anything. And I don't think I would want to because it would make me be who I am today. Patrice, I don't know. I think that it really has to do with something, some variable in a person that a certain type of COVID attaches to because I hadn't gotten it. My oldest brother had it. He's had it twice. His wife's had it. My nephew hasn't had it. No, he did have it. I'm sorry. My other brother has not had it, but his wife and kids did. And then we all had it because my mom brought it from Mexico when she came back from her cruise. I'm like, dang. But it was like the initial COVID, we didn't get it. It wasn't until the different variants start coming. And I think it just has to do with just something in you, which one you get. I'm glad you didn't have it, but it's horrible. Like you can try to explain it, but until you feel the sting of it, whew, oh, thank you. But I look, who it wasn't just me, man. I was so tired and just sprawled out and over it and nauseous and just sick and it felt like I was trying to breathe through a bunch of silk webbing in my lungs. And I don't have any lung damage from it. So imagine people who actually got put on ventilators and had spots on their lungs or lung damage from that. Oh my word, no. Mm-mm. One thing I think helped me was little thing they give from the hospital when you have surgery, and you have to inhale for a 10 count. And you have to make the little ball go up. I forgot what it's called, but I used that every single day because I felt the buildup of okay, it's gonna get hard to breathe at some point. I kept waiting for that because it's how it felt, but it didn't happen, thank God. But I kept thinking, okay, well, dang, everybody else is saying they have a hard time breathing. I had a hard time breathing, but it wasn't in the way you would think. It wasn't like I was having respiratory failure or nothing like that. It just felt super uncomfortable and super taxing to get the air to my lungs. So I don't know. Just talk to other people who did have it. Each person had their own thing that really nagged them the most about having COVID. I really think mine was the breathing, the headache, and the nausea because they were never ending. It didn't give up. And the headache stuff has stayed with me. I already had issues with migraines, but I was on I take Aimovig, excuse me, and that was working for me. But since then, I was cool for like 2 weeks. And I started saying, am I getting it again? I started feeling like I was getting it again. I was testing, it was negative. I'm like, okay. And I went in the hospital, I was negative. But I just kept having these residual issues with that. And people, the doctors were like, look, we don't know what's going to end up happening because it hasn't been around long enough. But there's been several cases of this and long COVID and that. So I don't know. It's really a toss up. I don't know what it is, but I'm working with it. If you can stay safe, stay away from it, don't get it, you don't want it. Right. I mean, because you're around your people, you're around your family, you're around coworkers or whatever you're around, you don't know right away. Like my mom, she started feeling bad the last day of her cruise, but it never dawned on her that it was COVID because she had gone with her sisters and my cousin. So they're thinking we just tired or ready to go home. You don't automatically assume it's COVID. And then when it just kept getting worse, they were all I'm like, oh my God. I'm still sitting like, oh, y'all got COVID. She's like, I don't think so. I think we tired. I'm like, y'all all have it. Y'all all have it. And they all had it. They all had it. It was crazy. But they didn't infect anybody else. She did because I don't know, hell, it was a lot. We in here. Like my other aunt, her husband didn't get it and my uncle didn't get it. My uncle had it though. My uncle had the first round and his was so bad that he had pneumonia. They put him in the hospital, all of that. So he wasn't fooling with it. When she was coughing, he stayed away. And then my other aunt, her kids didn't get it. Wow. I never had a sore throat. So is that like a newer symptom or a newer variant of it? Because I never had a sore throat. None of us had a sore throat. My main immediate thing was a headache, and I had a dry cough, but I didn't realize it. It never really was just that bad. I was nauseous really bad, and I just felt super tired. Mm-hmm. That's crazy. But I'm about to get off of here. I just want to come on for a little bit and just chit chat while I was filing my nails and everything. But I'm cool. I'm done. In the meantime, I hope everybody have a good day, a good week, and make it the